Thank you, Mr. Bloomberg. I left copies of content on this book specifically. It was recently highlighted in the News and Observer on the front page. It looks innocent enough, wouldn't you say? The cover of the book. For a moment, I'd like us to pause and envision the experience of my friend in the fall of last year at Athens Drive High School. Imagine substituting as a special education resource teacher in a classroom with students who have IEPs. The main English teachers teaching the class welcome her and tell her to sit in the back of the room as they begin read aloud for the book, The Absolute True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. During the read aloud, imagine her startle as students in an inclusive classroom with fellow special education classmates were called on to read in front of peers and educators contents that extensively speak about death, committing suicide, body parts of boys as well as girls, lower area, upper area, don't need to say the words, functions of those body parts, eating disorders, and more. One of the lines in this book spoke of the excitement of a male in finding out his sister died. How does this educate high schoolers? And more important, what's the impact on the mental health at any age, the substitute, which you have a hard time retaining, and especially the students? As a female student in that class came across the phrase chronic masturbation, at her discretion she shared, "I'm not saying that." A fellow male classmate said, "I'll say it," and read the words aloud. The teacher then affirmed the male student for reading the words. As a former educator to educators, a few questions arise for me. Who's accountable for this material being in that classroom with special education students? Were guardians and parents informed in a timely advance about the contents of this book and given the option to opt in, not opt out, opt in? And how did the lack of affirmation of the female student's discretion impact her and her classmates? What are the lesson objectives and the outcomes for reading such books?
Our next speaker is Becky Lujan.